I read 5 books in June 2026, and these are them. The theme for this month's reading was the 60s, a flowery decade of protest and music and flowers where the love was affordable, if not free. Let's see how shagadelic the writing was from that decade as we start with our first book. But first, I hope you don't mind that I've changed into a slightly more psychedelic cardigan that I think is better fitting for the time period where psychedelics were being taken. These are drugs we're talking about. And who wrote about them? Joan Didion in Slouching Towards Bethlehem. I love the idea of Joan Didion. I love the sunglasses. I love the California cool. She's like an objectively cool person, and Kid Rock famously wrote American Badass about her. But whenever I sit down to read her, I'm left a little bit cold, I think. I think that's by design. She likes to keep you at a remove. No hate, no shade. We have a lot in common. We both left New York after 8 years and then wrote really annoying stuff about that. I've been called the Joan Didion of my generation because I have a Substack. Richard Brodigan in Watermelon Sugar. Watermelon Sugar, ha. Watermelon Sugar, ha. Harry Styles famously named his song Watermelon Sugar after this book, so points off for that, but points on for being only 140 pages, points back off for being really too nonsensical and kind of a huge waste of time, but points back on for being kind of funny. I don't know. If George Saunders annoys you with his bullshit, this guy will drive you insane with his bullshit. This Sporting Life by David Story. A young man in northern England becomes an overnight celebrity when he makes the professional rugby team. But this is not enough to impress the woman he loves, his landlady. Who can't relate to falling in love with a landlady? At one point, he gets so angry at his landlady that he slaps her across the face. Now, as a modern feminist male who detests violence in all its forms, I was appalled. But as a man who's had landladies, I thought it was low-key legendary. Saul Bellow, Herzog. 47-year-old Moses Herzog has lost his second wife, to his best friend. Barely sees his kids. He's kind of a mess. It's sort of a midlife crisis novel. He writes all these letters in here to people like ex-lovers and friends and dead people that he's never going to send these letters. I hated the letters. I hated reading all the fake letters. It's just really dragged things down for me, even though that was kind of the whole point, I guess, of the book, was all these fucking boring letters he was writing. But it was still enjoyable to read just because of Saul Bellow's energy and his anxiety. It made me feel better about AI, actually, because I don't think AI could ever pretend to be this anxious, and I definitely don't think it'll ever learn how to be this Jewish. And Margaret Drabble's The Millstone. A young academic in Cambridge has a one